Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today, while speaking to health workers in his own constituency of Varanasi, broke down while addressing them. India's elected leader, he is the Neta of millions who have chosen him as the Prime Minister of their country. He choked for words, struck by a sudden gush of emotion while remembering COVID warriors who had lost their lives in the fight against this pandemic. It has been a turbulent time for India, ladies and gentlemen, and the Prime Minister has been dealing with each of these troubled new challenges that have been coming up over the last year and a half. And today, at this turbulent time, the second wave clearly did put India on the back foot, throwing India into chaos. The opposition has always been critical of the Prime Minister. They were critical of the Prime Minister last year when the situation had been managed with tough decisions like lockdown, when decisions were taken in terms of vaccine manufacture, when decisions were taken to ask all the migrant laborers to stay where they are. Every step of the way, the opposition has been critical of the Prime Minister. But today, they went a step further, even mocked his tears. Let's first listen in to the Prime Minister.
ये महामारी इतनी बड़ी है कि आप सबके इस कठिन परिश्रम और असीम प्रयासों के बावजूद भी हम अपने परिवार के कई सदस्यों को नहीं बचा पाए। इस वायरस ने हमारे कई अपनों को हमसे छीना है। मैं उन सभी लोगों को अपनी विनम्र श्रद्धांजलि देता हूं और उनके परिजनों के प्रति सांत्वना व्यक्त करता हूं।
The opposition's focus all along has been a sharp attack on the Prime Minister personally. They accuse him of not letting other leaders speak in meetings. They charge him with dereliction of duty. They call him a dictator, and they even accuse him of doing nothing to stop the second wave or even warn other states to be prepared. They, however, have overlooked the fact that the Prime Minister has called for several meetings. Several letters have gone from his government and warnings from himself, where a warning of a second impending wave was given. All this is forgotten by the opposition. Enough warnings have gone out to chief ministers. Of course, nobody knew the timing of the second wave, but everybody knew, based on international experience, that there would be a second wave because the pandemic hadn't really died down. Yet, they've held only one person guilty, and that is Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Not one chief minister has said, I have also gone wrong in my own estimation, in my own preparation. Not one of them. Not one of them has taken onus for lack of health facilities in their own states. Not one of them, ladies and gentlemen. And today, when the Prime Minister, who's not just supposed to be with people of his constituency, he is supposed to look after 650 districts of India. He has to look after 29 states and union territories. He has to be absolutely on top of availability of vaccines, availability of medicines, availability of oxygen, availability of ICU beds, what have you. And he also has the onus to keep everybody's morale high. He has to keep the spirits high, and he has to keep his team motivated, because this is the team that has to work and fight against the COVID. He also has to stand up and set an example to our COVID warriors, to tell them that he is standing with them, to those district magistrates who are doing their duty every single day and night for the last 365 plus days, every policeman who's been on duty to get crowds dispersed. He's been somebody who has had to stand and be there and give the idea and appear to be on top of things, especially at a time when our population and the multiplication of the virus has been such a huge challenge. Yet, what has the opposition done? Hear them right now.
Government of India has taken no precautionary steps to fight second wave of COVID. Prime Minister is crying just to wash his hands off. If he's really upset, he should resign immediately.
आज प्रधानमंत्री जी को जिम्मेदारी तय करनी चाहिए थी। किनकी नाकामी की वजह से हमारे अपनों की लाशें नदी में तैरती नजर आई, किनकी नाकामी की वजह से हमारे अपनों की लाशें नदी के किनारे जानवर नोचते नजर आई, किनकी नाकामी की वजह से जिंदा रहते हुए उनका ठीक से इलाज नहीं हो सका और मरने के बाद उनका सम्मान पूर्वक अंतिम संस्कार भी नहीं हो सका। ये प्रधानमंत्री जी को जिम्मेदारी आज तय करनी चाहिए थी।
आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी अब लाशों पर घड़ियाली आंसू बहा रहे हैं, इमोशनल ब्लैकमेलिंग कर रहे हैं लोगों। अब आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ये नौटंकी नाटक बंद कीजिए।
So, ladies and gentlemen, the legitimate question on the News Hour tonight is the opposition trivializing the Prime Minister's homage to our frontline workers? That's the question and the debate. Modi Teary Tribute, that's the hashtag and the debate coming.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 1 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
And joining me tonight is Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, senior advocate and spokesperson of the BJP, Shehzad Poonawalla, lawyer and political analyst, Ashutosh joining us tonight, political analyst and senior journalist. Also joining me tonight, and my first question goes to Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. I want to ask you, Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, अब क्या गलती हो गई? क्या इस देश में रोना भी मना है? अगर प्रधानमंत्री इतने सारे जो फ्रंटलाइन वर्कर्स इस दौर में भगवान को प्यारे हो गए हैं, अगर उनकी याद में उनको एक अपने लोगों के साथ बैठ के संवेदना प्रकट कर रहे हैं और उनकी आंखों से 2 आंसू निकल जाते हैं, तो इसको भी आप कहेंगे कि ये इमोशनल ब्लैकमेल है, ये एक पीआर एक्सरसाइज है? क्या हम लोग बिल्कुल इंसानियत भूल चुके हैं?
Navika ji, I will say 2 things. One is that in our country today, there are 2 battles that are going on simultaneously. One is that every Indian, every viewer who's watching this program is fighting, which is the battle with COVID, to save themselves, to save their loved ones, to ensure that anyone who has lost a family member, their lives are secured. The children, nearly 500,000 children in India, would have lost a parent between 2020 and 2021. Their education is secured. This is the battle that every Indian is fighting. Every healthcare worker is part of this battle. Frontline workers are part of this battle, and several state governments are part of this battle. There is a second battle that we are seeing. That is the battle of Mr. Modi's image. That is a battle that only Mr. Modi is fighting, Mr. Amit Shah is fighting, a certain section of media is fighting, and a large number of cabinet ministers who have become ministers and so-called leaders because they have been tweeting and trolling others. They are fighting. I am not privy to that battle. I don't understand their objectives. But the fact of the matter is that when Lancet says that more than 1 million Indians are likely to fall as a result of this pandemic, when reports after reports say that more than half of our districts has seen more than 10% positivity, when report after report says that more than half of our districts are not seeing more than 20% of vaccination rate, and when report after report says that India is not yet out of the woods, we want a Prime Minister who takes this head on. We want to know who his team is. We want this Prime Minister to do daily press conferences to tell us what his targets are, how will the vaccination be ramped up. We cannot have a specter where state after state is being told that go and deliver global tender on vaccination. Did the states ask
Mr.
for it?
Ghanshyam
So
Tiwari,
clearly-
Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, I understand. You don't need Lancet to tell you that we are not out of the woods yet. You don't need anybody from United States of America or Europe or Israel or China to tell you that we have a grave problem at our hands. You don't need them from outside. But you're saying that there is a battle of image. I want to ask you, you're accusing ministers of trolling. Can I ask you, and put a hand on your heart and tell me, Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, isn't it the opposition's job to troll the Prime Minister and the BJP every single day, every single morning? ये दूसरों पर पत्थर वो फेंके जो खुद कांच के घरों में नहीं रहता. आप लोग ट्रोल नहीं करते हैं, आप तो मीडिया को भी ट्रोल करते हैं. आपने ये इशू डिस्कस किया, वो नहीं किया, ये कहा, वो नहीं कहा. अरे भाई सबकी अपनी अपनी कॉन्शियंस है और समय बताएगा. ये समय हमारा आपस में लड़ने का है क्या? हम रोज सुबह एक दूसरे को कपड़े फाड़ेंगे क्या एक दूसरे के उठ के? हम समझ नहीं रहे हैं कि व्हाट इज द सिचुएशन in the country, and the situation is that we get up in the morning and we say the Prime Minister is a dictator, he doesn't allow us to speak. Next day, if he's addressing somebody and he loses control and he actually begins to have tears coming from his eyes, you begin to say it's a PR exercise. Come on, Ghanshyam Tiwari. You know, let's be human at least. You don't have to like him. You don't have to support him. You can have constructive criticism. But come on. Give everybody a break. You're the opposition. Pick up issues that matter.
So in my model, your speech just falls into the Prime Minister images battle speech. I am not going to comment on that. All I'm going to say is this is not a battle of Prime Minister's image. Prime Minister of the country has doomed this country into a disaster. And every day when Chief Ministers fight with the Prime Minister, the disaster only increases. We don't need a specter where Chief Ministers are fighting with the Prime Minister on a daily basis and the Prime Minister is not able to get his own house in order. We don't need a situation where his own ministers, let's take the name of the minister, Smriti Irani, 5 lakh children are impacted. They have lost a parent. Has Smriti Irani tweeted a single time? Piyush Goyal, these are the people who trolled on the toolkit. Piyush Goyal, more than 200.
May I remind you, Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, please do your homework before you take names. When you are talking about Smriti Irani, go on her timeline. I simply know this because I've gone on her timeline. And we have done a debate on this where, you know, the Women and Child Development Ministry and the NCW and NCPCR have gotten together to form some sort of a group to have children who've lost both their parents, to be getting some. Just go and see that. I have done a debate on this almost 4 weeks ago. I have done a debate on this 4 weeks ago. Do your research before you point fingers. And this is only one example that I'm telling you.
Please do not distract. This is an important issue.
Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari, I understand that everything is not perfect. In fact, it is far from perfect. We have seen the situation when there were problems on oxygen supplies. People were dying. There were no beds. We've all gone and asked these questions and we've criticized the government, woken them up, and you've seen what has happened. But I want to ask you, those questions stay in their place. But in those questions, when you begin to question somebody breaking down and say that this is a PR exercise, then I begin to wonder, do you even have a heart, Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari and Gaurav Bhatia? I want to ask you this question.
That is his business. His business does not impact the fight that nation is
यही तो भाई साहब अगर आपको लोगों में थोड़ा सा फेथ होता, अरे एक जमाना था जब लोग कहते थे हिंदी चीनी भाई, आज तो हम आपस में एक दूसरे को बर्दाश्त करने के लिए तैयार नहीं है. ये नया भारत बना रहे हैं आप, घनश्याम तिवारी जी. आप बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकते अपने प्रधानमंत्री को. गलतियां सब में होती है. अगर गलतियां हुई हैं और लोगों का गुस्सा है तो ये सरकार जाएगी, दूसरी आएगी, लेकिन बर्दाश्त तो कर लीजिए. किसी को कंडेम तो मत करिए. रोज सुबह उठ क्योंकि एक आदमी को आप कंडेम करते हैं। मेरी प्रॉब्लम इस बात से है, गौरव भाटिया, nobody can say that we've handled the second wave well. It is there. We've seen what has happened. You can put it down to the fact that nobody knew when it will come, nobody knew the dimensions of what it will, whatever it is. The fact is, the second wave has shown us the underbelly of our health infrastructure, and we have suffered as a country. But the Prime Minister breaking down, being called a PR exercise, how do you respond to Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari?
We start on a positive note to share what the people of the country feel about Narendra Modi ji getting emotional, because he truly believes that he has to stand with every person, every citizen in the country. And PM truly cares for everyone. The task that we have in hand, not just the Prime Minister, but every citizen, every COVID warrior, helpline worker, is daunting. And yes, maybe it's difficult at times to save every human life, and then you introspect and you feel, how could we save this human life as well? He was talking to the doctors. It was an emotional moment, but these people will not understand that. And I must say that in the last 1 year and 3 months that we have seen, if one person has worked day and night to ensure that India defeats COVID, it is definitely the Prime Minister leading from the front. And let me start by saying, when we started this fight, there were only 2 testing labs. Now there are more than 1,600 testing labs. There was a shortage of N95 and PPE kits. We ensured that there is domestic production. The vaccine discovery. India discovered a vaccine because of the scientists within 1 year. It's no, small feat. And today we have inoculated 19 crore Indians. And people that they are taking names of Piyush Goyal ji, he was the one who ensured that there is oxygen express service, and 11,000 metric ton of oxygen all over the country for 70 states. How many human lives have been saved? Can you even imagine? Smriti Irani ji, there was a shortage of PPE kits and N95 masks. Did she not step in to ensure we increase the production, protect every citizen? Talk about Rajnath Singh ji, who ensured that the army and the Air Force is pressed into service, and DRDO also reaches out to every chief minister of the state to have more beds, to have hospitals. Talk about Harshvardhan Singh ji. He was interacting with the doctors in AIIMS, not even worrying about himself. And I will say, the conduct of the Prime Minister has been like a statesman. He is never praising, not even once, a chief minister, any person. He has only tried to reach out to every government, to every citizen, to ensure that we save human lives. And now the Technology payments, what have they done? Let me tell you. When the vaccine came, they said BJP ka tika. Sharam nahi aayi. Today I challenge you. Ask Mr. Akhilesh Yadav to say it once, to make an appeal. Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, make an appeal. Every citizen should come out and get inoculated. Why don't we do that? Mayawati. Have you seen Mayawati anywhere? No, she's not out. But all that they have is criticism, pessimism, negativity. They want that India should be defeated. And I can tell you, India will emerge victorious, and we will defeat this pandemic, with or without you. You may choose to be negative, but we will emerge victorious because we have the cooperation of 120
Well, let me get in Ashutosh ji. And Ashutosh ji, I want to ask you. You've been an editor of a channel. You know there have been difficult challenges that come when you are leading an organization. The Prime Minister is today leading a country of 134 crore people. We know as leaders in our own newsrooms how difficult it is on certain occasions when you have to lead. आपका अंदर से दिल टूट रहा होता है, लेकिन आपको चेहरे पर एक मुस्कान रखनी पड़ती है और एक कहीं ना कहीं आपको हौसला दिखाना पड़ता है ताकि आपकी टीम डिमोरलाइज ना हो जाए. और ये हम लोग टीआरपी के मामले में देखा करते थे. हर थर्सडे को जब टीआरपी आती है, आई एम गिविंग अ वेरी स्मॉल एग्जांपल that sometimes you feel you have done very well, और आपका रिजल्ट वैसा नहीं आता। हमने ऐसे स्कूल में भी देखा है, पढ़ाई की अपने बच्चों के साथ देखा है, अपने न्यूज रूम में देखा है, मैंने इस दौर में देखा है कोविड के दौर में कि थोड़े से लोगों के साथ कैसे न्यूज रूम चलाया जाए, क्योंकि बहुत से हमारे साथियों को कोविड इन्फेक्शन हो गई है। और उसमें आपको क्या करना पड़ता है? आपको हंसना भी पड़ता है, आपको उनके साथ ग्रीफ भी शेयर करना पड़ता है, आपको उनको हौसला भी देना पड़ता है, आपको लेकिन दृढ़ खड़ा रहना पड़ता है, क्योंकि यू हैव टू रन द शिप। आप अगर टूट जाएंगे तो आप अपनी शिप को कैसे चलाएंगे? ये सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज होता है किसी भी लीडर के लिए। हम एक छोटी ऑर्गेनाइजेशनल लेवल पे अगर मैं एग्जांपल दे रही हूं, तो आशुतोष जी, मैं आपसे पूछ रही हूं, कैन वी अंडर एस्टिमेट द प्रेशर्स दैट द प्राइम मिनिस्टर वुड बी अंडर? Nobody is saying that everything is perfect in this country. No, far from it. Central government, we can list things that should have been done, were not done. State governments, we can continue to list things that should have been done, were not done. सब जगह हम एक दूसरे में दोष तो ढूंढ ही सकते हैं, इसमें तो कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है, रोज सुबह उठ के हम ढूंढ सकते हैं। लेकिन कई बार कहा जाता है कि यू फाइंड आउट द कैरेक्टर ऑफ अ पर्सन अंडर प्रेशर एंड the character of a nation when it is going through a hardship. You know, as a nation today, have we failed that test? अगर प्राइम मिनिस्टर कोई डिसीजन लेते हैं तो हम उस पे 100 लूप होल्स निकाल लेते हैं। वैक्सीनेशन अबव 60, अबव 45 नहीं, हमें 18 से चाहिए। 18 की अभी अवेलेबिलिटी नहीं है, लेकिन अब अवेलेबिलिटी पे सवाल। सो क्रिटिसिज्म कैन हैपन एवरी मॉर्निंग, इवनिंग एंड नाइट, देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम इन दैट, आशुतोष जी, बट टू कॉल हिज टीयर्स अ PR exercise, you know, have we completely left the little Lakshman Rekha of decency aside?
Navika ji, first of all, let me tell you that since somebody who has headed an organization and ran for good 8 years, man or the woman at the top is always alone. He is not chosen there to smile or to cry or to say something, because you are chosen there to deliver. My sympathies can be with the Prime Minister. Prime Minister is a human being. He can also get angry, he can also smile and cry, whatever. But the country has not chosen him. He has been chosen to deliver. And when the country is at an unprecedented crisis, and this is unprecedented crisis, then the people will ask questions to whether he delivered or he did not. And let me put it very, very bluntly, because in the last time the Prime Minister had posed the lockdown, I was the one person who said it's 100% right and he should have done that. Now, Prime Minister has not delivered. And why he has not delivered? Because he's supposed to be somebody who's a world leader. As a world leader, as a statesman, he should have anticipated the crisis. He failed to anticipate the crisis. Second point, when the crisis he realized, he did not put a team who could handle the crisis. Thirdly, till now, there is a policy chaos, there is a policy paralysis. There is oxygen, whether there is a vaccine, whether there is an imposition of all kinds of things, he failed there. And he has not been, the biggest failure is that he has not been able to make somebody responsible. The health minister by now should be made responsible, or whosoever was handling the crisis should have been made responsible, should have been created an example that those who did not deliver or do not deliver has no place. Because today's situation is so bad that when we get up in the morning, we find somebody, our relative, our friend, somebody acquainted, either dead or critically ill. So somebody has to be responsible for this. And I've always said that the political class in this country has let the whole country down into the Prime Minister and other.
शहजाद पूनावाला, अकाउंटेबिलिटी के नाम पर PR exercise बुलाना, that is the argument of the opposition and people who criticize Narendra Modi. Respond to Ashutosh.
नाविका जी, आज मैं जब ये डिबेट पर बात कर रहा हूं तो मुझे प्रधानमंत्री के आंसू तो दिखे दिन में, और मुझे उस समय का दिन याद आ रहा है जब आशुतोष जी एक दिन जब नेता के रूप में आते थे चैनलों पर, तो वो एक दिन बड़ा फूट फूट कर रो रहे थे क्योंकि एक किसान के साथ बड़ी दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण घटना हुई थी। और उस समय भी मैं आशुतोष जी की तमाम बातों का विरोध करता था, पर मैंने उनकी आंसुओं की कदर की, क्योंकि उन आंसुओं को मैं नमक के पानी की तरह नहीं, संवेदनशील एक व्यक्ति की भावना की तरह देखता था। पर आज अफसोस होता है कि जो विपक्ष आज केवल विरोध के नाम पर विरोध करता है और केवल गतिरोध लगाने के लिए विरोध करता है। और मैं इसका उदाहरण देता हूँ। आज मैं बार बार आशुतोष जी से पूछता हूँ, आशुतोष जी अगर आपको केवल कोरोना विरोध करना है और मोदी विरोध में आप नहीं उतर आए हैं तो मैं आपसे 3 या 4 सवाल पूछता हूँ। अगर आज कांग्रेस पार्टी ये सवाल खड़ा करती कि कौन सा वाराणसी मॉडल है, कौन सा यूपी मॉडल है, देखिए हम महाराष्ट्र में ये कर रहे हैं, हमने टेस्टिंग बढ़ा दी है, हमने केस को कम कर दिया है, वहां पर मौतें कम हो रही है, डेथ्स की फजिंग नहीं हो रही है। आप राजस्थान आइए, हम वहां पर वैक्सीन वेस्टेज को 0 कर दिए हैं, वहां पर सबको बेड मिल रहा है, वहां पर आईसीयू की और एम्बुलेंस की स्थिति एकदम ठीक है। अगर वो कहते कि पंजाब में केस फेटालिटी रेट बिल्कुल लो है, वहां पर बीजेपी और आरएसएस के कार्यकर्ताओं को केवल एक रक्तदान शिविर रखने के लिए पीटा नहीं जा रहा है, भगाया नहीं जा रहा है। पंजाब में देखिए वहां पर कोरोना के नाम पर किसानों को आंदोलन की इजाजत नहीं दे रहे हैं, तो मैं आपकी बात का पूरा इत्तेफाक रखता आपकी बात से। पर आज आप केवल और केवल टीका और टिप्पणी उनके इमोशन पर कर रहे हैं, आप उनके परफॉर्मेंस पर कुछ कह नहीं पा रहे। और अगर परफॉर्मेंस पर कहना होता तो मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ आशुतोष जी, मुझे बताइए ना, आज उत्तर प्रदेश जैसा ऐसा एक प्रदेश जिसकी स्थिति माली स्थिति महाराष्ट्र जैसी नहीं है, वो 3 लाख टेस्ट प्रतिदिन करवा रहा है, वहां का केस पॉजिटिविटी रेट जो है 2.45% पर आ गया। महाराष्ट्र में कितना है? महाराष्ट्र में प्रतिदिन कितने टेस्ट हो रहे हैं? मुंबई जैसा संपन्न एक इलाका है, वो कितने टेस्ट करवा पा रहा है जबकि कैपेसिटी 1 लाख की है? मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं कि सबसे ज्यादा मौतें और केसेस जब से कोविड शुरू हुआ है, फर्स्ट फेज से लेकर आज तक नंबर 1 कौन सा प्रदेश रहा है? जो 5 राज्य आपके विपक्ष के खाते में आते हैं, जिसमें दिल्ली, राजस्थान, पंजाब, झारखंड, छत्तीसगढ़ है, उसमें आबादी 22-23% की है, पर केस लोड 50% से लगातार ऊपर क्यों है? प्रधानमंत्री मोदी के कार्यों पर आप सवाल उठाइए, उनकी बातों पर आप सवाल उठाइए, पर आपने क्या किया उसका भी तो हिसाब दीजिए। और इससे पता चलता है कि केवल और केवल मोदी विरोध के चक्कर में ये लोग देश विरोध पर भी उतर आ सकते हैं। इसीलिए आज एक वीडियो एक और आ चुका है, इंडियन स्ट्रेन।
आशुतोष,
मुझे लगता है कि शहजाद को शायद तथ्यों की जानकारी नहीं है, मैं कोई पर्सनल टिप्पणी नहीं करना चाहता, लेकिन अगर आप उत्तर प्रदेश के अंदर अगर आज चले जाएं तो उत्तर प्रदेश में जिस तरीके से हजारों की संख्या में लाशें इस वक्त हैं और जिनको कुत्ते भी खा रहे हैं, तो ये तस्वीर आपको कहीं और नहीं मिलेगी। और मैं बार बार इस बात में कहता हूँ,
पंजाब में अंडर रिपोर्टिंग हो रही है, राजस्थान में अंडर रिपोर्टिंग हो रही है, दिल्ली के आंकड़े एनसीडी के साथ मैच नहीं करते, महाराष्ट्र में एक्सेस डेथ मैंने आपको 12% थी, वो आज 36% हो गई है। नहीं, फैक्ट्स पे बात करते हैं ना आशुतोष जी। आशुतोष जी, मुंबई की अंडर रिपोर्टिंग में बताऊं आपको, एक्सेस डेथ कितनी है बताऊं आपको, ये तो वायरल ट्रोल में भी रिपोर्ट हुआ है सर।
कोई बात है ही नहीं है। आपको अगर बात करना तो आप बात करिए। आपको बात करना,
allow me to come in. Allow me to come in, and there is only one point that I want to make. There is only one point that I want to make to anybody who is writing out. We know the strain of the debate that's going on. I only want to say one thing. It's very easy to criticize. It's very easy to write a postscript. It's very easy to find a political script to whatever is happening. You can always find. There are millions of ways that you can do that. But it is very, very difficult to predict, to plan for the future, and to have a vision. That script is rather more difficult. In fact, if all leaders together wrote a script, a strategy to plan things better, because I don't think we have even now seen the end of the COVID pandemic. There is talk of a third wave. There could be children who could be affected. There could be other serious problems like black fungus and mucormycosis coming out of it. It's not over yet. But can we just get together instead of pointing fingers at each other? Can we just hold each other's hand and go through these turbulent times? Can we do that in India anymore, between our political class and therefore between the people of India? Or will we continue to be completely bitterly divided between those who like Modi and those who want to every morning hate Modi? Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Taking a short break.